Sometimes, some days, it's like, when? But no, it's negative. But do you remember the day you realized your dad was a fucking idiot? Do you remember that day? It's a pretty important day because you spend a lot of time thinking like, he's great, my dad's great, he's the greatest guy in the world, probably longer than you should. And then one day the fucking other shoe drops and you're like, holy shit, and when did he turn into an idiot, you know? Like my father used to be a doctor and he screwed that up somehow, but he was a bright man and he did his job and I was very impressed with him. And I don't know, something went wrong. Like, I don't know, like I got a phone call from him once. He was all upset. And I'm like, what's the matter, Dad? And he goes, I just don't understand why I didn't win the lottery. Wait, what? Yeah, I play every day. I don't get why I'm not winning. I'm like, oh my God, when did you become a fucking idiot? Like I said to him just to feel him out, I'm like, so what would you do, Dad, if you won the lottery? And he just immediately goes, well, I'd do everything I wanted to do. I would do everything I want to do. And I go, like what? And there's a beat and he goes, yeah, you're right. That quick? You did. So like it's genetic and I don't want, like I'm already there. That's it. Like, nothing, can't do nothing. Like, I don't know what people do. What am I supposed to do, you know? I play guitar, that's nice. I'm just happy I never wanted to be a professional guitar player because, you know, now my hobby isn't haunted by failure. You know what I mean? Like, my guitar isn't some sort of broken dream vessel, you know? Is that too hard for this crowd? A little too hard? A little too close to home? I apologize. Might be a couple dudes out there in the audience that are like, nah, fuck, Maron, I just started playing drums again. Brought you a CD tonight, and you're like, it's from 2002, but we were good. Yeah, I don't know what to do. It's no good. It's never the right emoji. She's very partial to the smiley face with the hard eyes, and that's not the right one for your 53-year-old man, son. That's not the right one. It's just not the appropriate emoji. All caps text, all caps emails. She doesn't know how to make little letters. She somehow knows how to change the color of the emails, but she doesn't know how to make little letters. If the NSA is looking at all her emails, my mom's nickname is all caps in Florida. Not a national security threat, but she does make her 53-year-old man-son uncomfortable when she sends an all-cap text that says, I love you, smiley face, hard eyes. What am I supposed to do with that? Look, I love my mother, but I'm not in love with her. I don't think I am. Inappropriate, though. Like one time she sent me a manila envelope, in the regular mail. No phone call, no heads up. I didn't know what it was, but I knew it was from her because it had her needy scrawl on it. So... I opened it up, and there were 2 notarized forms in there. And I thought right away, this should have been a phone call. I don't even know what this is. But this looks like a phone call, or maybe a heads up, I'm sending some notarized forms to you. This was breakfast I was eating. And they were 2 documents. One was her desire to be cremated, and have her ashes spread somewhere over the Southwest, which I thought was good. It was broad, and it gave me a lot of options. Like, theoretically, I could drive 10 minutes into Arizona and just be like, adios, mama, you know? The other document was the DNR document. Look, people have to do this. It's important to do this, but I could have used a phone call. So this is the do not resuscitate document. Now, I didn't know that there's a list of people in order of preference who can do the unplugging. I didn't know that. I'm not pissed off, but I'm not number 1. It's my little brother. My little brother. Why does he get to kill her? That's why she didn't call me. How's she gonna explain that to me? Her firstborn, who she's in love with. She did not trust me with that very delicate responsibility. But then I started thinking, like, well, you know what? Me and my brother aren't getting along that well. Maybe this is just her way of trying to get us to do something together. You know, that's what I thought. But what did she think? Did she think I was gonna jump the gun or something? What did she think was gonna happen? That I'd be in the hospital room, she's on the machine, and I'd be like talking to my brother, like, come on, do it, man, just pull it. Pull it, bro, just fucking do it. Mark, she's still talking. I know. But enough already, right? Let's wrap it up. My mother does not love that joke. But they have a different tone, I think. You know, I'm like, I don't know what he's gonna do next, but I think they're like, I don't know what he's gonna do next, man. This is crazy. Then why'd you vote for him? Hey, shut the fuck up. Yeah, that's what he ran on, so that makes sense. I mean, I'm afraid of my phone. I'm afraid of my phone. I can't check the news. I'm terrified to refresh the news browser on my phone. You wake up, you're like, do I have coffee first, or should I check it now? You know, I don't know what he did while I was sleeping. And is there nervousness? You know, like, it's terrifying, because you know it's not gonna be good. It's just not gonna be good. You're not gonna do it and be like, oh, okay, great. It's not gonna happen. And I couldn't figure out, you know, what was that feeling that I was experiencing every time I refreshed the news browser on my phone. And it must be akin to an abusive stepfather kicking your bedroom door in just to go, I'm burning the house down. And then he walks out and shuts the door behind him. And you're sitting there with your phone going, I should go, right? Where can I go? And it's just crazy. It's just, you know, the people he's appointing is crazy. I mean, it's gotten to the point where I can say things to you that would never make sense previous. But now you'd be like, all right. Like, I can walk up to you like, hey, man, did you hear they're making the Grand Canyon a landfill? What? Yeah, they're doing that. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, I guess. But what's their logic? Well, you know, how many times you got to see that thing, you know? They're just gonna do half of it, and the other half you can still see. But I bet people go see the garbage too, because that's a lot of garbage. It's gonna be a double thing now. Yeah, I mean, I could see why they would do that. It's okay to hunt at zoos now. What? Yeah, the new EPA guy, I don't know. Guess it's okay, like, right, I guess that makes sense with their logic, I guess. It's gonna be a whole different thing for the kids now, I guess, though, you know. But a lot of those animals are almost extinct anyways. Might as well just get it over with, you know. Extinction's sort of a proactive term with these guys. Some things you never thought you'd say, like, wow, these Nazis are annoying. Did I just say that? Is this real life? Did I say that? And now, like, you know, people you know for years are coming out as Trump voters. Like, they were hedging their bets for a while, but now they're like, nothing is okay to admit it to my friends. People you've known forever, they're like, yeah, I voted for him. And then that first thought is like, well, now I got a decision to make. The fuck do I do with you now? Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that to everybody? Well, come on, you knew I was a Republican. I just voted party line. You know, both of them were bad. I wasn't gonna vote for her. She was a crook. Was she a crook, or was she just a nice older lady that didn't understand her phone? I've got 2 email accounts on my phone. I screw up sometimes. There's no international consequence, just usually me going like, oh shit, now that idiot has my real email address. I'm gonna be hearing from him more than I want to be. But then I try to have a conversation with these people because I know them, and I don't want this polarization. At some point we're gonna have to bridge it. So I'm like, just explain to me really why. I mean, how are we gonna communicate now? And he's like, well, come on, man, we're all Americans. And I'm like, no. Not enough, not gonna be enough. Well, come on, everyone loves, Tom Petty and burritos. Yeah, that's true, but I don't think Petty is enough to bridge this gap. I just don't think that he has that power at this juncture. And they're like, why? We just don't talk about politics. I'm like, here's what bugs me, man. There are people that had to climb out of their hate holes to vote for this guy. They never voted before. They had to figure out where to vote and how to do it. They had to take time away from hating, which was hard for some of them, and vote for this guy. And now you're aligned with them. You're on the same side as them. You're part of that. And they're like, well, I bet you that guy likes Petty. I think if you, seriously, man, if you just talk to him, stayed away from politics, they're just people, man. I'm like, well, what, you mean I'm gonna go to Chipotle with that guy? Sit there and be like, wow, you prefer the bowl over the burrito? Interesting. Yeah, I like the bowl. Oh, yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, Tom Petty, you like Petty? Oh, I fucking love Petty. Oh, that's cool, that's cool. I hate Jews, though, I hate Jews. Yeah, it's going south quick. Maybe we shouldn't talk about politics. As if that's politics. I don't know, man. Look, I will admit, if this guy does anything good, I'll admit it. I'm not saying it's going to be good for people that didn't vote for him, and it's still okay to say that in this country. I did not vote for him. But for us, it's not going to be good. It's always going to be horrible. We're not going to one day wake up in the next 3.5 years and go like, holy shit, this turned around. We're just going to have to eat that. We're going to have to suck that up and fight the fight that we can fight, but it's not going to be good. But if he does anything good, I'll admit it. That said, if it's much worse than we ever anticipated, which is really fucking bad, the people that voted for him are going to have to apologize. That's all. They just got to apologize. I just need a little eye contact. Look, even if we only have 8 minutes before the missiles hit, I'm going to need a little eye contact and a few words. Even if it's like, oh man, I didn't think you'd do this. This is crazy, bro. Sorry. Petty rules, though, right? Fucking petty. Cue free falling. And look, the sad part is, it's not sad, but if you're of like-minded as I am, no one's got our backs in government, and that's hard. And now we got to have each other's backs, and we should do that anyways. But now you might have to, step up, in public, because one thing the popular vote means is that there's no social mandate on being a douchebag in public. So it might be on you to say things like this sometimes. Hey, it's still not okay to do that. You might have to find that courage. And I don't always have that kind of courage. I'm not the most courageous guy. I'm sort of an alpha pussy. Yeah, we exist. There's the classic alpha male, just a meathead, rage-filled, like, rah! And then there's the alpha pussy who makes fun of that guy. You're like, that guy's a douchebag. Yeah, why don't you say it to his face? Because I'm saying it to you. This is our hierarchy. That's theirs. This is how that works.